guys started the game really strong, 14-0. They come back, it's a one-point game. I guess what was the key in your mind to you guys kind of locking in and really kind of running away from the game?
Yeah, you got to give Arizona credit. I mean, they, we jumped out fast, and those guys kept battling, and and then we had 2 3-and-outs in a row offensively, and kind of were on our heels a little bit, and they were stringing together some drives, and quarterback got hot, which you can see it on film, and the receivers. I mean, Millen's just, every bit as good as advertised. He's just a really, really good football player, makes all the plays. And they're capable of scoring fast. And so, I was concerned at that point. I thought probably the biggest play of the game was Josh Hoover's scramble on that 3rd down. When he scrambled and stayed in bounds, ducked his shoulder, and got a first down, kept that drive alive, and then went down and scored with Savion's run at the end of the half. I was really impressed with Hoover. I thought he showed a lot of toughness. They zero blitzed us a bunch, and he got hit, and he stood in there and made some big throws. A long completion to JP, the touchdown to JP. He got banged around pretty good. Thought Arizona did a nice job of mixing coverages, got us on our heels a little bit, showed us some stuff that we hadn't seen a lot of. And like I said, we had 2 series there where we didn't look very good. And but that last drive of the first half and the first drive of the second half, to me, were the 2, pivotal, moments in the game.
So you guys did a great job on the run defense, limiting them to 38 yards. Can you talk a little bit?
Yeah. That was the kind of the thing coming in. I mean, they're a passing team, and our thing was, but they run the ball pretty effectively, and they're pretty efficient when they do it. Our thing was, let's try to take the run game away, try to pressure the quarterback. I thought their offensive line protected well. We got some pressure, but we didn't get a lot of it rushing 4. We had to bring people, and quarterback made some really good throws. The first touchdown was an outstanding throw and catch. He's a good player. He's, like I said, he's accurate and gets the ball out, throws it to open spaces, and they're a scary offensive football team. But I thought defensively we did a really good job. The one negative, only thing that I say was negative is we weren't very good on 3rd down. Arizona did a tremendous job on 3rd down, keeping drives alive. We would get them into a 3rd and long, and they would convert, and just kind of kept happening. And we got to do a better job on 3rd down. But besides that, I thought we really played well defensively, especially against the run.
Jack Mesh crossed the 1,000-yard mark today, but beyond that, blocking downfield for safety.
Yeah.
Can you just talk about his impact?
Yeah, those 3 guys are pretty special guys. Jack and JP and Savion. And Savion's been here the whole time. You think about it, there's not too many guys left really that were here before we got here, and he's one of them. And I'm just so, proud of him and the way he's developed and how he's grown into, being the guy. That's a hard thing to learn to do sometimes, where, you're kind of the guy and the team really relies on you, and he's accepted that role, and he's needed to do some things for us that he hasn't been accustomed to doing, and has accepted the role with open arms, and we rely on him. He makes big plays for us, and you guys see when we need a first down or it's a critical situation, he's going to get his hands on the football, and he delivers. And so it was fun though to see, like you said, to see those 3 guys, day in, day out, to work with them. They're all pretty special guys. Jack and JP are 2 of the most competitive people you'll ever be around, and that's what makes those guys special. And both they come from great families. They're, just incredibly competitive dudes that really love playing football and love their teammates. And, what I like about that whole group is it's never about them. It's always about the team and, trying to do what's best. And so we're gonna hate losing those guys. We're gonna have to find some good replacements and have some young guys step up. But I'm excited about some of the guys we got coming in, some of the young group. But we're gonna miss those 3 for sure.
6 rushing touchdowns today, Coach. Can you talk about the efforts?
Yeah. We've that's been a point of emphasis, obviously, for us this year, is to run the football, and thought we came off the ball well up front. Thought our offensive line blocked well. Thought we ran the ball when people knew we were going to run it. When Arizona knew we had to run it, and to me, that's always a big test: is can you run it when everybody in the stadium knows you're going to run it? And I thought we did that pretty well tonight. So it's good. We're getting better. Savion had, that exceptional run where he cut it back against the grain. That was a pretty awesome run, and we were able to score on the the short run where he jumped over the top, which was a hell of a play by him. But yeah, I thought the offensive line's getting better, and I think we are starting to develop a little bit more physical mentality up there, and I like the way we're playing. Last 2 weeks, that's two pretty good football teams that we've been able to kind of separate away from a little bit, and like I said, proud of our guys for doing that and coming out and playing well.
I've impacted guys like Marcus and Cooper. Maybe.
Yeah, big deal. Yeah, having Marcus Steele back and Cooper back, that was huge for us. I mean, just we have been a little bit banged up front, a little bit young, and just having Marcus has grown into a really, really good football player, and Cooper's a guy that's got a ton of experience and makes a lot of plays. So those guys had both significant roles tonight. They'll have bigger roles next week as we go to Cincinnati, and looking forward to going up there and competing against a good Cincinnati team, and should have some interesting weather, and it'll be a good test for us. Kind of find out how tough we are, and I'm looking forward to it.
Talk about guys that were here before you, but Clark kind of set the tone defensively.
Yeah. First play of the game, getting that pick was big. I thought helped propel us and got us off to a fast start. And we had a short field and we went down and scored. And so, Bud dropped another one right there afterwards. I thought if he held on to that one, probably would have scored. So, but thought Bud's really playing well. I mean, last couple of weeks, you can start to see he's picking things up in the defense. He's starting to play with a lot of confidence and starting to make more plays.
Walked in at the perfect time.
Yeah, you dropped that touchdown, man. You would have scored. You'd have walked in the end zone.
Coach, you always talk about the parity of this league, but the last 2 weeks for you guys, you got 3 dominating wins.
Yeah.
What's that say about your team right
Well, we're improving. I mean, I think that's there was about a month where we were not very good. We didn't play very good, and I kept believing that we had a good team, but we just were making too many mistakes. And so, we had that open date, and I think it allowed us to really focus on what we needed to do to improve and get better. And we did, and you got to credit our players. I mean, they've done everything we've asked them to do. And they never got disappointed or never got down. They just kept showing up and working. And I think we've worked ourselves into a pretty good football team. And so, we'll have a big test next week, and I think our guys will be excited about it and looking forward to going and playing and competing again and, kind of see what happens. I mean, I know there's a lot of crazy stuff right now happening in the Big 12, and, maybe we can get back into this conference race somehow.
Ryan, you played the rest of the second half at left tackle. Just how much has he improved over the last couple weeks?
Yeah, it's been great to play him, and the best thing we can do is play him in these 4 games and still, keep his red shirt. So Ryan's, he's going to be a really good football player. For a young guy, he's just, he's got great size and length, and he's athletic, and he was very well coached in high school, and so that's made the transition easier for him. As he gets bigger and stronger, I think he's really got a chance to become a good player. And so as you start looking at that young offensive line, we'll get Cade Bennett back next year as well, and you start looking at everybody. I mean, we got some guys coming back that I'm pretty excited about, and building on that next week and into the bowl game. And I don't care what level of football it is. I mean, that's where you win, is up front on both lines of scrimmage. And so I like what I'm seeing from a growth perspective with our offensive line and our defensive line both, and anticipate those guys continuing to get better, and excited about the future with those groups.
You've talked all season about how much you genuinely like this team,
Yeah.
players. What is celebrating senior night mean?
Yeah, it's a big deal. I mean, it really is, and especially some guys like I said, those guys we talked about earlier, but. We just have such a diverse group of seniors, guys that have been here for a long time, and then we've got some other guys that have been to senior nights at other schools that were, at ours tonight too. And so the cool thing about this team is just the way that they've come together. I thought, in college football in today's world, you have a lot of new players every year. And, in 23, I didn't ever really sense that we were as unified and on the same page as I wanted that team to be. And I think this team's just the opposite. And so it's been fun to watch these guys respond to some adversity and that, like I said, that month where we didn't play very well. But I really like our players. I really like the way that they opened their arms and took in these new players and taught them our culture and the way of doing things that we do here. And those guys have assimilated. The new players came in and really have done everything we asked them to do. So it's a fun group. They like each other. They're unselfish. I'm proud of the way they act when they go to school every day and off the field. And, you know, it's fun to just be around them because they're good people and they really do love each other and they love TCU, and that makes it special. You know, it's funny, I talk to so many of my peers that don't have that experience. And so I don't take that for granted. I mean, I'm really lucky to be around these players and you know, they're just good people and they make me better.
We'll go 2 more questions. Coach Nava's second straight game with the sack today. What can you say about the impact?
Yeah, it's been good, man. It's good to see him continue to get better. I think he's, you know, really the same thing, improved and starting to learn the defense. I think better and better and better and playing with confidence. And was glad to see him, you know, execute like he has been. And just like I said, I think he's getting better. I think he's like our team, just kind of hitting his stride. And, you know, that's why I'd love for us to have a chance to keep playing, because I think we've turned into a pretty good football team. And he's turned into a good player for sure.
Final question?
With the chaos kind of in the conference, I don't know if you heard, obviously focus on your team.
Yeah.
TCU's 2022 run kind of caught another stray from Nick Saban earlier this week about not being deserving. How?
Yeah, I mean,
do you get?
Oh, I don't care about that. Everybody, look, we were there. We beat Michigan. We played for a national championship. Everybody can say what they want to say. I don't care. You know, that's the great thing about it is what it is, and it's in history. Wish we'd have played better in that game. You know, but we played as well as we could play for 14 weeks. You know what I mean? And I've never seen a college football team, never coached one, never seen one play as well as we did for 14 straight weeks. And it's a shame we didn't play well for 15. But like I said, love. I don't care what anybody says about it. You know, we were there and he wasn't.
Thanks, Coach.
Okay, thank you. Great, how are you going?